Hello everybody and welcome back to Stampin Squirrels. It's 2021, January the 29th, and I'm really pleased to say Happy New Year. It's probably a bit late, but I hope you've all had a great Christmas and New Year in very difficult circumstances, I have to say. So we're pleased again to be back again for 2021, and today I'm going to show you how to make this great happy birthday card using the happy dies. I love these dies, they're really versatile, and I love this great happy that comes across the middle, and it's really useful. You can either stamp the birthday, or as I've done here, I've used the well-written dies to just cut out the word birthday and stick it on. And I'm using up some old DSP as well, so in this case it's the Bird Ballad Suite DSP. Absolutely addicted to this paper. I've got 3 packs of it still left. I can't stop using it, it's so pretty, and in pastel colours, which are my favourite. So this is the card we're going to make. It's just a very simple sort of 4 1/8 by 5 7/8 card. Hold it up for you so you can see there that I've cut out the birthday thing. And we're also going to just use a little bit of the adhesive strips. So these are really handy, really useful when you've got fiddly little dies like this. Sticking them down, you get very gluey fingers, and even better still, we're going to be using this tiny little ribbon sort of die as well. Trying to glue that down is astronomically difficult without getting very sticky fingers. So I'm going to be showing you neat tricks using these adhesive strips from Stampin' Up to solve all of that problem for you. So let's get started. What components do you need to make the card? So to start with, you're going to need your card base, of course. This is in white. This is 4 1/8 by 11 3/4, and it is scored at 5 7/8 to make the card base. Then you need a piece of DSP, which is 4 3/4 by 4 1/8, and you're going to cut that in two at 2 3/8 of an inch, and then you've got 2 identical sized pieces of DSP. And then you just need some corresponding card to go with to cut the happy dies out and the birthday die out. So I've got a piece of pink card here, which is 1 3/8 by 4 1/8. And I've got a corresponding piece of adhesive strip that I've just cut out to the exact size as well, which I'm going to stick on in a moment and show you. And then you just need a piece of scrap. I've chosen Pool Party for the scrap on this occasion, and that's 1 3/8 by 4 1/8. And I've already stuck the adhesive strip onto the back here, but I'm going to show you how to do that with this piece here when we cut out the happy. So let's get started. Really simple. I'm going to take my card base, and I'm going to obviously fold it in half, and I'm just going to burnish the top to give me a nice strong fold. And then I'm just going to glue down the DSP onto the back. I'm going to take my silicone mat, really helpful. You can see there's glue on it, but what's great about it is that you're not getting your glue on your worktop or on your grid paper here, and it just washes off really easily afterwards. So I highly recommend the silicone mat for doing anything with glue and adhesive. It saves you getting it all over your worktop. Just move that to one side. And what I like to do is open it back up again. I can see the crease line. I'm going to line up the top. Just stick that down. Bring back my second piece. And then let's look at our happy die. So the happy die next. Here's the happy die. You can see it's quite wide. Let me tell you how wide that is. That is 15 centimetres wide. And if you're an inches girl like me, just give me 2 ticks while I measure that, because I can't remember. That's 6 inches. So if you're making a 6-inch card, that would work. So here you've got your happy die. I have cut it the same width as my card, which is 4 1/8. So my piece of card here is obviously 4 1/8 by 1 3/8. I want it to fit perfectly across the middle, if you can see this in this example. And so when I'm going to place my die on this to cut it, I'm going to make sure it's centered, and you can see that that is perfectly the right size to go across the gap in the middle of our card. But before I do cut it, I'm going to be applying the adhesive strip to it. So it comes with these little peel off bits at the back. The peel off bit at the back is the adhesive. So be careful. I like to peel a little bit off, keeping my fingers on there, and then I stick it down onto the back first, then peel it off, stick it down, stick it on, peel it off, stick it down, and then there's a little bit just at the end here. I'm just going to pop that on. So when you do eventually cut that out and then peel it off, what you'll find is that you don't need to apply any adhesive. It's already got the adhesive and the sticky bit on the back, and you just lay it straight down. So I'm going to centre that now onto my piece of card. Happy with that? Happy, no pun intended. And I'm going to go off and I'm going to cut that out on my die machine. Just give me 2 ticks. Okay, so I've cut that out now with the die, and when I pick it up you will see that all these bits come out like that, which is really great. Turn it over. There it is there, and you can see that the adhesive strip is still stuck onto the back of the card. So I'm going to just lift that off, and that then is ready to just use and stick down. The next thing I have is a piece of Pool Party, which I'm going to use for the greeting. So I've chosen from the well-written dies, which are in the annual catalogue. Here they are here, well-written. There's a huge range of lovely well-written dies here. Welcome, thanks, miss you, happy, wishes, birthday, etc, etc. As well as some lovely leaves and trellis and things like that here. So really fantastic die set. Absolutely recommend it and love it. So what I'm going to do is I've already adhered the adhesive strip on the back. I'm going to cut out my birthday, and I'm also going to use, as part of the happy dies, which are here, you get a whole range of things. Look, there's a balloon, some sort of wave shapes as well. This great little bunting banner that you can put across your cards as well, which is fantastic. And also some for effect, these rigid lines and dots, etc. A star. So these have been really useful, these dies, particularly for me. So this little ribbon is part of those dies as well. So I'm going to cut out that ribbon as well on here, and in fact I'm going to cut 2 of those. So I'm going to go away and cut those out with my die machine, and then I'm going to come back. Okay, so they've gone through the die machine now. I've cut out the birthday. I'm just going to poke out the bits. And then here's the fiddly little ribbon. It's got 2 bits that need just poking through, here and here. Stick that off to one side, and then I pull this one off, pop that to one side, pop it out. Just going to clean my die off before I use it again. Okay, so I'm going to bring my card back. So I want to stick this down now. This is the next part of it. So I'm just going to flick that over, and I'm going to peel off the adhesive. Alright, there we go. I'm going to line that up with the line. I don't want any of the DSP to show. Stick that down, and it's as simple as that. And that's what's so great about the adhesive sheets. Look, it's stuck down, it's permanent, there's no mess. Really fabulous. And so the next thing I'm going to do is apply my birthday. So I'm going to stick that underneath the happy. I'm going to flick that over. I'm going to pull off the adhesive strip. Seems only too obliging to come off this one. And then stick that where you want it, and in my case I'm going to put it directly underneath the happy. No, I'm not, we'll just pop that off again, it needs to be a bit further over. And because this is quite malleable at this stage, you could, if you wanted to, have it shaped, arched, etc. So there's my happy birthday applied. What you will find is the little eye is so minute, the dot, that it gets lost when you take out all the pokey bits. So I always just replace the eye with a Diamante or something similar like that, a dot, and that's what I'm going to do in this case. And then here's the little fiddly bits, the little ribbons, or bows I should say. Now I'm going to put one of these on sort of the little tail end of my birthday, as if it's the start. And then the second one I'm going to put up on the Y, because it's a nice contrasting colour against the petal pink, like this. Just straighten that up. Excellent. Clean up the mess. And then I'm going to get some gems and I'm going to pop those on. So I'm bringing in the 2020-22 in colour enamel dots, just because I absolutely love that magenta pink, and I think this is going to make the whole thing pop. So I'm going to bring that in, but I've also got a few little sequins hanging about, which I thought would also be pretty. So I'm just going to bring in a few sequins as well, and then let's see how we go. That doesn't go, so I'm not happy about that. Let's try it. Maybe not. Let's try it with a sequin. Will that work? Yes, I like that. So these are fiddly little fussy things, so I'm going to have to get a little bit of precision glue here. Fine tip glue, here we come. So a little bit of fine tip glue. Okay, so my fine tip glue had glued up. I haven't used it for so long, so that didn't work. So I've just used a little bit of wet glue here. I'm just going to pop on my sequin for the eye. Lovely. And then I'm going to find a little location for some more, like that. So pop you there. Now this would be a great example of when to use your Stampin' Up multi-tool for picking up these sequins. I should have planned better. So that's it. That's the card. Really super effective. Those dies are to die for. No pun intended. And I love this paper and the contrasting colours. Well, pastels are so me. So bring the others back so you can see. And that's using the happy dies for a happy birthday card. Thank you so much for watching. Bit rusty, it'll get better as we go along into the year. Happy New Year everyone. Thanks for watching from Stampin' Squirrels. Bye for now.